Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. So as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be explaining whether or not I achieved my New Year's resolutions of 2021, and I'm also going to tell you guys what my 2022 New Year's resolutions are. So about a year ago, I made a YouTube video stating my three 2021 New Year's resolutions, and those were to lose 20 pounds, to read one book every month, and to finish my album. So, with the first one, technically I didn't complete that goal, but I consider myself to have completed it, and I'll explain why. When I set that goal, I didn't take into account the fact that muscle weighs more than fat. And so, when I was going to the gym, I was doing a lot of muscle workouts. And looking at the scale after 5 months, I was the same weight, but yet my sizes had gone down. I looked a lot slimmer. I didn't know why. And over time I realized, oh yeah, muscle weighs more than fat, and I was getting really confused and discouraged, if I'm honest. And I realized that technically I didn't reach my goal, but what I wanted in my head when I stated that goal happened. So that's why I consider myself to have achieved the goal. Now since then I've stopped going to the gym, but regardless I did achieve it at one point. My second goal was to read one book every month. I didn't do that, but I did read more than I normally had the past years before then. So even though I didn't read one book every month, I read a lot more than I usually did, which is one of the good things about New Year's resolutions is even if you don't achieve the goal, if you overshoot it, maybe you'll still get a lot more done than you otherwise would have if you didn't set a goal. So like right now I'm reading The Glass Castle. Trying to get inspiration. I read it freshman year of high school and it really inspired me, and it's a really great memoir, and I'm actually writing a memoir right now, so I just want to read how other authors did it so I can kind of gain inspiration and ideas from them. My third New Year's resolution, like I said, was to finish my album, which I didn't do, and I'll explain why I didn't do it. Something I've always wanted to do for as long as I can remember was be a singer, and as I gotten older that morphed into a singer-songwriter. I wouldn't want to sing songs I didn't write unless I made it very clear I didn't write it. But and I still love to do that. Don't get me wrong. If by some miracle someone walked up to me and offered me a record deal or however it's done these days, I would of course take it. Like that's definitely an ideal job of mine, but it's not what I'm striving for anymore. What I'm striving to be is an author. And people that I've met last year or re-met and just people in my life have really helped me discover that that's what I was meant to be, was a writer. And that's what I want to do, which is why I'm writing a memoir. I have a story to tell, and I have a lot of beliefs and opinions from my experiences, and I am also just good at writing. So I'm trying to be more confident with it, because I have problems with that. Which brings me to my New Year's resolutions of 2022. My first New Year's resolution is to There's my cat. Sorry guys, if you see little twiddling noises in the background, if you hear them, which you may not, it's Dandelion, my cat. So don't mind her. You see yourself? You're right there. Okay. Sorry, I don't know if you guys heard it. I felt like I had to address it, so it wasn't just like acting like nothing was there. So if you hear noises, that's my cat. Anyway, moving on. There's no way that I could finish even a rough draft for my memoir this year, but I want to try to get like at least 25% done. Like by the end of the year, I want to be like, I know where I'm headed, I know where I'm at, and I want to have something left to encourage myself to keep going with it. So definitely write a good chunk of my memoir, and just a rough draft even. Another New Year's resolution is I started school this year, and I am wanting to do really well. Like I really want to try. I went to college for like a second, after high school, and then dropped out because I just was not in a position to be, and I was not motivated. But now I am, and I really want to learn things from my classes. So my goal is to get all A's, if not at least all A's and B's, but I'm striving for all A's. So that's my second New Year's resolution. My third New Year's resolution is honestly kind of simple, but it's so needed, which is that I just want to not give a shit what people think of me. And I don't mean that in a way that I in a cold-hearted way. Like I never want to be somebody who's I never want the world to make me cruel and cold. You know what I mean? But one thing about me, whether it's obvious or not, is I actually care very deeply what people think of me. I don't know if it's obvious or not, but I actually really care, like to a fault. And some people, don't care enough. Don't get me wrong, but I care way too much. Now that doesn't mean I'll change who I am to fit what people want me to be. So it's a terrible combination because it's like, on the one hand, no matter what you think of me, I'm not going to change who I am unless it's like for the better. Like I believe, like, oh, that's a good point. I should change this thing about me. Like I'm not going to be stubbornly just something people don't want me to be, but I'm not going to be something the good part of me isn't, just to fit someone's wishes of who they want me to be. But on the other hand, I will hate myself and feel really bad if not everybody likes me all the time. And that's a terrible combination, because at least if you're someone who you can either be fake, which they're not liking you, then they're liking the persona of the person you're putting out there, right? But you can at least tell yourself people like you by being fake. If you care a lot, or you could be completely authentically yourself, but not give a shit what people think. And I am neither. I don't get the luxury of having those. I both will not change who I am just because someone wants me to be something else, and also care deeply if people like me or not, which sucks because, if you're being authentically yourself, you're going to piss someone off. So something I'm working on this year is honestly just to not care what people think of me. And that something happened the other day. I was drinking coffee in a coffee shop, and I was eating a chicken salad croissant sandwich, and croissants are like really flaky and messy, and it was getting all over me. And my initial thought was to be like, you can't do this. You gotta get up. You look ridiculous. You're messy. Get up and leave. Eat in your car. That was my first thought. But then I was like, but Caitlin, your New Year's resolution, like, I know it's a small thing, but if I can't even achieve that small thing, what hopes do I have of caring about what people think of my opinions and worldviews and just who I am as a person? So it really does start with the little things. And so I stayed there and I ate it, and honestly, no one gave a shit. Like, even if they did, the point is not to care if they did. But the older I get, the more I realize people really just don't give a shit about you. Like, so that's kind of comforting to realize. But again, the point is, even if they did, it doesn't matter. That's the point. I'm trying to just be. I always felt like I was I always try to be authentically myself, but I also want to be unapologetically authentically myself. Like, I want to not care if I'm making someone mad or not. I'll never go out of my way to offend or make someone mad, but I'm not going to censor myself, and no matter what kind of group I'm around, if I feel like something should be said or anything like that. So those are my 3 New Year's resolutions. I want to keep it short and simple because I don't want to overwhelm myself. I hope that I achieve those. Honestly, I'm most worried about the book one because I've never really done something like that before. But we'll see at the end of the year. So see you guys in a year with New Year's resolutions. You can comment yours if you want. You don't have to. No one really did it last year, so that's fine. Have a good one.